consciousness, or do I operate from soul consciousness? When I operate from body consciousness, I'm operating with a false identity of myself. I feel that I am the body, I am this name, I am this role, the title, I have so many years of experience, right? I am this age, I am the senior. So I'm operating from this consciousness. That is body consciousness. And when I operate from soul consciousness, I'm operating from who am I? Who am I truly? So when I ask myself, who am I? Am I the name? Am I this gender? Am I this role that I play? Am I the religion? Am I the nationality that I think I am? Who am I? And we come to realize that we are beyond all this. We are beyond the name, beyond the gender, beyond the role, title. I can go and change all of this tomorrow. I can change my nationality. I can change my name. I can change even my gender. I can change my religion. But there's something that is constant and that doesn't change, and that is the soul. That is who I am. I am the being in this body. That's who I am. This body is temporary, but I, the being, am immortal, I'm permanent. I do not die. I'm not burnt by fire. I'm not wet by water. I'm that permanent being. So let's pause for 1 minute and let's stabilize ourselves separate from this body. The being, the being that is pure, the being that is powerful. I do not die. I'm imperishable. I'm immortal. I am eternal. And now think of yourself as this 2-year-old child. See yourself. Take yourself back to your 2-year-old self. What do you feel? As a 2-year-old, what are my thoughts? What is my feeling? What is my consciousness? How do you feel as a 2-year-old? When we would have heard this phrase, right? um, we would say, school days are the best days, right? Or when we were children, those were the best days. But when we were children, we wanted to grow up. We wanted to go to college. We wanted to start working. Right? We were waiting, right? We can't just wait to start working. And now we think that that was the best time as a 2-year-old. Did we worry about anything as a 2-year-old? Did we have any worries, any stress? Did we worry about the food? Did we worry about I should buy a house? Did we worry about other relationships? Did we worry about anything? 2-year-old doesn't even go to school, right? Or a 1-year-old. Let's go back a little. No worries, nothing. There was this pure innocence in all of us. This innocence and this sense of freedom, right? No worries, no stresses, nothing. What changed? What changed as we grew? So, what changed is our consciousness. Our consciousness changed. When a baby is born, does the child know that I am male or female? No, right? The child doesn't know. When the child starts growing, we tell the child, your name is so and so. Does the child even know his or her name? No. The child doesn't know their name. The child doesn't know the gender. The child doesn't know religion, nothing. And all of us have seen a newborn baby. And we all get attracted to this newborn. What is the reason? It is the purity and the innocence. It is not knowing anything. And that's why it was said ignorance is bliss. The child is in that blissful stage. No, children are in that blissful stage. No stresses, no worries, nothing, just in this stage. Because they're ignorant of body consciousness. They are ignorant of anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. They are not expressing it through the body yet. The baby is just born. So remember, we saw this picture of the tree last week, the tree of consciousness, and we had the tree of soul consciousness and tree of body consciousness. And when we look at a tree, the tree grows from a seed, right? So, what do you think is the seed of this tree of consciousness? I can unmute you all and you can share your thoughts. You can unmute yourself and share. What do you think is the seed of consciousness?
Thought.
Thoughts, right? So, thoughts is the seed of consciousness. And little more deeper, it is actually the awareness, smriti. It is the awareness which is the tree which gives rise to the tree of consciousness. So, awareness and consciousness are two different things, but usually it's spoken, interchangeably. Hmm? But let's understand awareness and consciousness. So, what is awareness? Awareness is that I am aware of who I am. So, the seed knows who I am, right? If we think about it, the seed knows, the seed carries the knowledge of becoming the tree. So the seed is pretty much aware of who I am, right? So that is awareness. How the awareness is expressed is consciousness. So the seed, if the seed expresses itself as the tree of soul consciousness, right? Expressing itself as soul consciousness or expressing itself as body consciousness. So let's go back to the child example. When the baby is born, the baby is not aware of the name, of the gender, of anything, right? We remind. So now, as the child slowly grows, the child starts recognizing the name, right? So when you start calling with a certain name, the child will start looking at you. Then slowly we introduce the child to the relationship and we say, I'm the mother or I'm the father. So now the child knows something more. Now, slowly the child gets introduced to other relationships. Slowly the child gets introduced to the gender, religion, faith, belief system, family practices. This is how we do it in our family. Customs, systems, all of that. Now, based on the information given to the child starts expressing himself as that, right? Yeah. So our consciousness starts revealing itself as we grow. Now, if I am from childhood, if I'm given the knowledge of who I am, true knowledge of who I am, the soul, I am not the body. It doesn't matter how much money we have, but I am a soul. We are all souls. We are all equal. Respect each other, love one another, use virtues, right? When the child starts getting influenced by the environment, and if the child is told that, this is the environment, but this is how we, maintain our virtues, we maintain our purity, we maintain our love, we maintain our respect, the child grows up. So what do you think the consciousness of that child is? The consciousness of the child grows to be more and more based on virtues, right? So now we are seeing a tree of virtues. And in the same way, if the child is given the knowledge of we are so and so, or if the child sees the parents performing or doing certain actions, the parents fighting, the parents, showing the arrogance of money, the arrogance of their role and title, and all of that, the child grows to become the tree of vices or weaknesses. Do you understand? So, consciousness is something that I'm using in my actions. So, my awareness gives rise to consciousness. Okay. So, when we talk about being soul conscious or body conscious, it's actually what awareness am I carrying with myself is what is being expressed as that consciousness. So, if during the day I'm telling myself that I am so and so, right? I am. So, if I, tell myself during the day that, I am Sonia, I am this person, I have done this degree, right? I have this background, I am the HR in this company. So, if I am constantly reminding myself of the role that I'm playing, my consciousness becomes that of the role that I'm playing, and the role is of the body. So then it is called body consciousness. But if I remind myself, if I'm reminding myself, if I'm shifting my awareness inside and reminding myself that it doesn't matter what role I'm playing, it doesn't matter whether I'm HR, I'm a doctor, engineer, lawyer, anybody, I am a soul child of God. I'm God's most favorite child. Immediately there is a shift of consciousness. And this is called soul consciousness. When I think of myself as the role title, arrogance comes. So, ego in the form of arrogance starts coming, right? If I am an overachiever, if I am a performer, if I am, if I have always seen success, or, right, it depends on the money I have, the wealth I have, the car I drive. So, when I start expressing myself with material possessions, or my role, or my age, or my title, or my experience, I am in this cycle of body consciousness. Yeah, do you understand? So when I am expressing myself in my true identity of who I am, and I'm not just I'm a soul, but in the Brahma Kumaris, we greet each other as Om Shanti. So Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. Peace is my true, eternal virtue. It's my quality. Peace is who I am. I I'm not looking for peace, but I am peace. So Om Shanti is not just a greeting to say, yeah, Om Shanti, not just like that. But when we greet each other as Om Shanti, I'm stabilizing myself as Om Shanti. So Om being the highest sound in the universe, right? They say Om is the sound with highest frequency. So Om, why? Because Om means I am. The biggest realization of who I am is Om. So when I say Om, I'm stabilizing myself of who am I? I am. And Shanti is peace. So Om Shanti. So when I say, so next time when we say Om Shanti, stabilize yourself in that feeling of Om Shanti. The other thing is, I cannot say Om Shanti and just immediately get angry. Because here I just said I am peace, right? So I have to experience that peace. I am not just Om Shanti, but I am also love. I am purity. I am blissful. I am powerful. So I, the soul, am all these virtues. So when I express myself in soul consciousness, I remind myself of all these virtues that I am. And that's why the picture of the tree of soul consciousness is all the virtues in action. So when I'm moving around in soul consciousness, it's soul consciousness is not a practice of trying to see you as a soul. We cannot see the soul. I will never be able to see the soul with these eyes, or even see I, the soul, with these eyes. We cannot see the soul, but we can experience the soul. And now we understand that all of us are these infinite, this infinitesimal point of light, tiny point of light. all of us. And the soul is who we are. Not that I have a soul, but I am a soul. Because the moment I say I have a soul, that means that I am someone else. Then who am I? Right? But when I am a soul. This is my body. I'm expressing using this body. So I am a soul. The choice is mine whether I express soul conscious or body conscious. Okay? So so soul consciousness is the practice of reminding myself who I am. Not just I am a soul, but I am a peaceful soul, I'm a loving soul, I'm a blissful soul, I'm a powerful soul, and using that in my action. That is moving around in soul consciousness. So, what do you think the quality of my actions be when I'm in soul consciousness? My actions will become elevated, right? They'll become virtuous. I will not judge people because then that's body consciousness, right? I will not look at someone's weakness. I will give others the benefit of doubt, right? I will not think of, I'll not get influenced by someone else's experience of XYZ. So many times now, someone tells us something about a person and we get influenced and we start seeing the person that way. Why? So that means I'm operating from a place of body conscious. Yeah? So soul consciousness is a practice. It's a practice of moving around with the awareness of who am I, meeting people, greeting each other, smiling, using more and more virtues in action. That's soul consciousness. Many times people say, how much more do I need to tolerate? Or how many times should I forgive? So what we do is we put like, um, you know, um, we put like a dead end for our virtues too. But if I say that, I'm a very tolerant person, that means tolerance is who I am. Is there any limit to it? Can I put a limit to it? No. But we need to understand what is tolerance, right? Tolerance in Hindi, it's called sehen karna, right? And many a times we think tolerating is weakness, but actually tolerance is a power. And the biggest power, the virtue that we used for tolerance is love. If I have love, I will tolerate. I will not even know that I'm tolerating because the only thing I know is giving. No? So when we are moving around in soul consciousness, I'm not limiting myself to how much more and how much respect do I need to give, how much love they never give me back, right? How much do I need to just let go? They don't do. No, then I'm again coming back to body consciousness where I'm limiting myself. So, body consciousness limits us, soul consciousness liberates us. Body consciousness brings us down, brings our energy down. Because body consciousness, I'm expecting, I want, I want, I want. Soul consciousness, I'm giving. So, my energy is high, right? Body consciousness, is dry. The tree of body consciousness would be dry. The tree of soul consciousness will be full and vibrant. So when I'm soul conscious, I'm vibrant, I'm enthusiastic because I know I am giving. I'm the giver. Let me give. So in the Brahma Kumaris, we have this slogan, right? Self transformation leads to world transformation. When I change, the world changes. I take that first step towards change. I'm not waiting for others to change. I'm not even waiting for others to tell me to change or do this. But I choose to change. And what is change? What is needed? Excuse me, what is needed for transformation? What do you think is needed for transformation? You know what is needed for transformation? It's realization. It's realization. When I realize, the word realize, real eyes. When I have my inner eye awakened, I transform. Realize. And you know what causes realization? The experience. So here is a practice for you to experience soul consciousness so that you realize and transformation happens. Transformation is an automatic process, it will happen. But what I need to focus on is my practice. So, there is knowledge. So, what we are listening now, what we are listening to now is knowledge. Next is understanding. So I can have the knowledge. Many of us or many people, right? They have a lot of knowledge. But how much do I understand is important, right? So one is having knowledge. The second is understanding. Understanding the knowledge. Yes, I understand. Third is when I apply this knowledge. Then this knowledge turns to wisdom. When I apply this knowledge, it turns to wisdom. So I'm churning, I'm applying this knowledge practically. Now, when I start applying this knowledge, it creates an experience. That experience gives rise to realization. And that realization transforms, right? So, with knowledge, transformation happens. Not just that I can keep listening to so much knowledge, right? No, we'll just get exhausted, right? It's just like when a glass is full and you keep pouring water or you keep pouring any liquid, the liquid will just overflow. So, not that, I can just keep taking knowledge in. No, it will not stay. So, what I need to do is if I'm listening to something, if I'm reading something, I take some time and try to understand what is it, right? What are they saying? What is it? Then I try to apply it practical. You remember in school we used to have theory and practical, right? Science is great, but till we apply it, we don't know if it actually works. There could be like the best Ferrari car, but if it has to drive, right, the car has to be put into use. Then it's a great car. So the knowledge can be wonderful, but it has to be put into use. Otherwise, we'll say, oh, wow, 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 the class was so good. Wow, wow, everything was so great. But I didn't put it to application. I didn't put it into my practical life. And then, of course, I will not see, I will not experience, I will not realize, and I will not have any transformation. So many a times, what happens is we listen to knowledge, we say, wow, 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 very nice, and that's it. Or we go little this, then we say, ha, I understand. Yes, I understand it. And that's it, we stop there. Or sometimes we go to the third level also and we say, yes, I am applying this. Yeah, I applied it. Yes, it works. But then it takes some time and I don't have the patience and we give up, right? We give up. So there are so many steps or so many places where we either give up, we lose courage, we lose the determination, we lose the faith. So the key ingredients to transformation is determination, faith, courage, and patience. These are the four main ingredients for transformation: determination, courage, faith, and patience. If I use these four with knowledge, there has to be transformation. There's no way that I will not see any transformation. And transformation happens on a very subtle, deep level. And sometimes we won't be able to see the transformation, but others around us will see the transformation. They will know that something is changing. Because now I start vibrating at a higher frequency, little higher frequency. Because now I'm using soul consciousness. The quality is a little better. So automatically others will be able to notice that shift in consciousness. Okay. So are we all ready to vibrate at a higher frequency? Higher frequency attracts higher frequency. Yeah? So our homework for this week is soul consciousness. And what is soul consciousness? We will move around with the awareness of who am I? I am a pure soul. I am a peaceful soul. I'm a powerful soul. I'm a happy soul. I'm a courageous soul. I'm a patient soul. I'm determined soul. I'm accurate soul. I'm benevolent soul. Right? So look, take any virtue and just practice that for that day. Remind the self of who I am. Use that virtue in practice. Create an experience of that practice. And that's okay. Maybe the first day we might not have any experience. Don't give up. Patience. So try the same virtue the next day. And we will see some experience. Now with that experience, realize what changed. How do I feel? And automatically transformation is happening. Okay. So next week, what we will see is we talk about soul consciousness, but there are different levels of consciousness. Okay. Not levels of soul consciousness, but there's something called subconscious, there's something called super conscious, there's something called conscious. No, so we'll talk about that next week. Just to understand where are we operating from. Okay. So are you all with me? We'll do the homework. Soul consciousness. So soul consciousness, we'll see each other as God's child. I am a soul, so are you. Not with these eyes, but I'm seeing you with this eye, the inner eye. The inner eye of knowledge, the inner eye of wisdom. Okay. So let's end with a meditation. So sit comfortably. Today, I got an understanding of who am I. I am a soul, an immortal being. The master of this body. I, the soul, feels. I, the soul, decide. I, the soul, express and experience through this body. I remind myself of the innocent being that I am. My true self is pure, is peaceful, is blissful. I choose to express myself. It's soul conscious or body conscious. Today, from today, I choose soul consciousness. The seed of my awareness is elevated. The seed of my consciousness is elevated awareness. The elevated awareness of who I truly am. When I remind myself that I am a peaceful being, I use this knowledge and make it belong to me. Peace is who I am. I apply this knowledge in how I see people. When I speak, when I'm getting late, can I still be peaceful? And this creates an experience which increases my realization, leading to transformation. Till next week, I will use virtues in my action, in my words, in the way I see everyone, the way I interact in my behavior. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, do you understand how to use just peace? Create an experience of it, which will lead to realization and transformation will happen. So, use peace, whether you're getting late to work. Peace doesn't mean that, oh, I'm walking slowly because I'm still late, but I'm walking very slow. No, peace is an inner state, right? So, all this is my inner state of being. My inner state of being is peaceful, is happy, is blissful, is pure, is patient, is benevolent. No? So I start experiencing peace in my actions and my activities, realizing, leading to transformation. And you will not even come to know when your anger is gone and you've become peaceful. All right. So, anyone has any questions? Okay. So, have a great week. Have a good night till I see you next week for another session of Wellness. Wednesday Wellness with Brahma Kumaris. Good to see you. Rambai, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. We are very happy to see you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Om Shanti, everyone.
it was a